Hi guys, and welcome back to the Tommy Starcraft channel. It's your host Tommy with yet another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder. We have a very interesting game from 2024, very recent replays here onto this channel, as we have spawning here in the upper left part in the red. It is a AK barcode here, SLK TvP. So yeah, this is of course the AK from a South Korean pro that is spawning here as the Protoss, and his opponent who is spawning here in the lower right in the orange. It is a barcode W, so of course this is the AK from Flash. So Flash once again fighting here versus a Protoss onto a 4 spawning location map. We saw how he struggled versus Protoss, as the Protoss have now a new meta going on with massive amounts of shuttles, either with Reavers or Psionic Storms versus the Terran. Let's see what's going to happen here into this game. Flash is opening up once again with his supply depot next to his command center. He always does that in case the Protoss decides to attack with some zealots in order to micro those marines left and right. We see a pretty normal open up here for the Protoss with a pylon and a gateway. So no intentions yet for the Protoss to go for a greedy gameplay, straight pylon into fast expansion, even though the 4 spawning location map would allow this, of course. And let's see how Flash is continuing with a barracks, but this time next to his base. So he's also not opting to move out onto the map to block the entrance, as we also see some South Korean language here. Sadly, I don't know what the player in red is asking here, Flash, as Flash actually continues with a very fast gas here and also sending out his first scouting SCV. Very high APM need for Flash as he's answering here. I believe these symbols right here represent laughter in South Korean. Sadly, I don't know what else is being written here. Perhaps some viewers from South Korea can translate this if they have time, of course. And yeah, it should be a cybernetic score here, as the chatting is also continuing here onto the map. And the first scouts are also out here for the Protoss and for the Terran. So pretty standard stuff, pretty normal stuff. The Protoss will very likely try to harass the base from Flash with a couple of Dragoons, actually opting to go for a first Zealot, interesting enough for him. And yeah, the scouts are still moving here out. Let's check Flash's base. I believe he's going into a very fast factory here, so he might try to attack the Protoss with a couple of vultures, either that or he might try to secure his base and his expansion with some siege tanks. So let's see what exactly his options are going to be, as the first Marine looking like he's going to try to intercept the probe here. So a very smart move here by Flash. The probe immediately going back, as he saw the Marine out here for him, and Flash opting to go into the lower left. So sadly for him, wasting a little bit of time. Of course, it's always a guessing game where exactly your opponent is located, and with that Flash has to move now up into the upper right, upper left part. And yeah, the Protoss has taken his expansion right now. He's feeling really confident, as the first vulture is also getting produced here for Flash. So yeah, there is the option here for Flash also to go for a fast expansion, both timing pretty much at the same here, as we also have a pylon into this location. So it looks like the Protoss is very likely going to block the entrance here. Finally, the SCV makes it here forward for Flash into the main. Sees of course the pretty normal build order here from the opponent. One probe on idle, even attacking here a little bit, as we actually see a move out with a Zealot and a Dragoon, and there's only one Vulture already taking quite some damage, so he has to repair that Vulture. Of course, the Zealot here also taking some damage. Some Marines will be targeted, 2 have already fallen, so the Zealot does a really good job, but there's still one Dragoon here left. So quite a surprising attack by the Protoss here, making it very nicely here, delaying the expansion from Flash. And I believe the Dragoon should be able, of course, to take care of the Marines. So Flash is being forced to invest some money into some Marines. The first tank is going to be out very soon. I believe with that the tank should of course be able to hold this attack. However, the timing push very strong here by the Protoss, delaying this expansion, as finally the Dragoon will be pushed back here by the tank. So yeah, very good move by the Protoss. The expansion very far delayed, and the Protoss already mining here with his 24 workers into the expansion. And hold on, actually we do have a double attack with 2 Dragoons taking more damage. One Dragoon is also very low, And yeah, the tank should be able to push this back, but very close encounter indeed. As we see another building here for Flash, very nicely hidden. It's a starport, so we could see some race, we could see some dropships happening here for him. Let's see what exactly his plans are. I believe a dropship with vultures could inflict major damage here into the main from the Protoss. We also see a robotics facility bay. The first shuttle is getting produced, as the command center will be finishing very soon. So yeah, as you can see on the minimap, the vultures are moving out onto the map. This should be, of course, a medivac, if you ask me. Let's have a look what the plans from Flash are. We also see the movement for the vultures getting here produced. Of course, the main entrance is pretty much blocked here by the Protoss, but there are ways to attack the main here from the Protoss, as I believe he's going indeed into a river with an observatory here as well. But he has to, of course, hurry up, as the first medivac dropship, is indeed getting produced here, and the vultures also out here on the map, placing some mines, getting more and more vision. So this could be quite deadly, as the Protoss has, of course, not scouted this yet. And let's see, 4 vultures do make it into one dropship, and this harassment right here, if he's dropping the vultures here into this location, can be quite deadly. Only the Reaver could stop it, but of course the Protoss is very likely going to move out with the Reaver into the shuttle. And we also see speed getting done for him, so it's going to be a double harassment by both players. The timing could be quite the same, but there are some siege tanks at home here for Flash to defend. So let's see what's going to happen. Lots and lots of movements here onto the map, as there's the dropship with 4 vultures indeed. Here we go, going straight towards the main here from the Protoss. The Protoss pretty much has no idea about those Dragoons are out onto the map. In comes the drop straight into this location. The economy from the Protoss is going to be quite hurt. And yeah, here we go. Let's have a look at the work count. It's 39 now, and lots and lots of probes will fall here. Already 36, 35, 33. So many probes. So already 8 have been lost here. The Protoss has to make it quite a surprise here for him. Another probe has been taken out. Flash deciding to attack from different fronts, and he shows us how strong this drop can be here versus the opponent, as more and more probes are getting taken out. Already 25 workers here for the opponent. One probe after the other is getting snapped. So what a small group here of vultures, inflicting so much damage for the economy from the Protoss, and this could be quite a winning move. But hold on, at the same time we do see the drop happening here. The Reaver has been taken out. So in the end, from almost 40 workers, he dropped 221. Quite a strong move by the Terran, I believe. Many more Terran should follow this example from Flash. With one dropship and with those vultures, so much damage can be inflicted, and there's still one vulture moving here out onto the map. 3 kills, even taking out this probe as well. Let's see, yes indeed, with speed, of course, it's very important to have speed for your vultures, and pretty much you're going to cripple the economy from your opponent. 23 workers only for him. There is another base here, but there are no probes, and I believe he could even have tried to make another dropship, but he decides to pull back. So knowing that he has now the economic advantage, he decided to play it more safe. Even the dropship has made it out alive. A second dropship would of course be very good for Flash here, but of course he knows much better than me what exactly he's doing. In the meantime, the Protoss of course has to clear some mines. He has to make something happen, as we're closing towards the 10-minute mark here onto this game. So a great advantage now here for Flash, and also a great inspiration here for any Terran player not to turtle up at your home. Just a medivac with 4 vultures, pretty much inflicting so much economic damage towards your opponent. Let's just see if that was a winning move, and it looks like Flash is not being done yet. He's going to try to drop once again, but there are this time Dragoons waiting here for him, and of course a pylon into this location would have warned the Protoss. Let's see if Flash is indeed going to drop those vultures. The medivac taking quite some damage, is being taken out, and once again here we go with the speed vultures. 34 workers. Let's see how many he will lose this time, as nicely targeting here probe after probe. This time of course not so many kills, but still good economic damage from Flash once again, with just a small group of vultures. This time finally the Protoss reacting very nicely with his Dragoons here. Of course he's going to watch the replay. The starport has been nicely hidden here, and yeah, let's just check the upgrades very quick. Still 0-0 here for him. Going for the weapons 1, we have another shuttle getting produced here for the Protoss, as he's slowly but steadily coming back into this game. Flash, however, with a strong economic advantage here. versus his opponent. So let's see how the game is going to continue, as Flash decided to play more safe. He's securing his second expansion. The observer sees everything, so Flash deciding to play it more normally here now, more defensively, after he knows of course that he has done so much damage towards the economy from the opponent. He has at 5 factories, also having a science facility, so we might see some science vessels, and we actually also see a race here in the air just in case the Protoss decides to attack with some shuttles. There's the answer, and once again a move out here by Flash with vultures. I believe he should be able to snipe this pylon, and with that he could once again inflict so much damage towards the economy. There is a cannon here, but there's also many vultures, and finally 3 dragoons should be able to scare this off. But yeah, with that of course Flash is forcing his opponent to stay at home to defend. The dragoons have moved out. There's another expansion into this location, so let's see what the next steps are going to be. More and more supply depots, more and more upgrades are getting produced, even some upgrades for the Goliaths. Yet another expansion is getting produced here, and Flash pretty much having good map control, moving out onto the map as much as he can, still having 10 more workers than his opponent. But slowly but steadily the Protoss is bouncing back. He's still on a nice beeline, defensive beeline with the dragoons, waiting of course another attack here by Flash. More and more pylons are getting produced here for him. Citadel of Adun, there's a cannon, and the shuttle is actually getting pushed here back by the race, and he has to unload his stuff now, and the Reaver might get taken out very soon. So the race seems to be the perfect answer for the Terran versus the shuttle harassment by the Protoss. Only one Wraith, very fast, inflicting good damage there, and yeah, the game continues of course with Flash once again placing those mines. The Reaver very slowly coming back to his base here, and let's see, more and more mines are getting produced here by Flash. He's still not deciding to move out, just scouting those observers. But hold on, actually those mines do a great deal of damage towards the dragoons here, making it very hard for them to move forward. I believe with that Flash could move forward with his race. That's exactly what he's doing. At the same time we see another move out here by the Protoss, and a regrouping here by Flash into this location, perhaps wanting to secure another expansion point right here. In the meantime, finally the Protoss can focus onto his macro game. He has now the same worker amount as his opponent, so he pretty much came back into this game being allowed by Flash to do this. But let's see if Flash is going to prepare an attack very soon with his tanks and with his vultures. And the other dragoons still have a good map awareness here as they're moving out towards the next base from Flash, but there are tanks on the high ground. There's a wall of here with supply depots. It's going to be pretty hard, actually, pretty much a suicide mission, attacking here into this low small gap, small ramp there, and Flash looking like he's unsieging more and more tanks, deciding to regroup into the middle of the map. This could be a straight on attack into the newly established base if you ask me. Those dragoons will of course stand no chance against so many tanks. The Protoss needs to be careful not to take so much splash damage, but the vultures are really fast now, chasing those dragoons away. Once again very low, so quite a mistake here by the Protoss to engage. Of course he tried to keep Flash at bay, and at the same time let's see if Flash is going to decide to attack. A counter attack being prepared here for the Protoss, but Flash is nicely attacking here once again, catching the Protoss a little bit off guard. The Zealots are pretty much behind the dragoons, taking more and more damage. Some vultures will fall here as well, but in the end Flash is gaining more and more map control, and I believe he's going to try to secure the middle of the map. Either that or he's going straight for the new base down there, and let's see what's going to happen. Even securing the middle of the map, there is a good position here for the Protoss as he has the high ground. But let's not forget that there's tanks on the low ground here for Flash. However, we do have a Reaver, good micro here by the Protoss, and more units are getting taken out with the Reaver, and in the end nice micro here by the Protoss. Could this be Snow? I don't know. Could this be his AK? So he was taken pretty much by surprise. He is nicely microing the Reaver with his shuttle, but those tanks are really deadly. At the same time we see another move out here by the Protoss into the middle of the map, pretty much bypassing those units. So let's see if he's going to be successful, but so many mines will get some great connections here. So Flash with a great reading of the game, leaving those mines down, and now it's pretty much looking like a suicide mission here for the Protoss. This is taking more and more splash damage. At the same time, the newly established base will be taking out the river, getting some good connections, building more and more scarabs, but now finally is being taken out as the shuttle has to retreat. And another move out here by the Protoss, but there's still mines on the ground, and more damage is still being taken here by him. The Dragoons try their best to inflict damage towards the mine, but still more damage is being taken by them. At the same time, another move out here by Flash, trying to go for those units, and we have a double defensive matrix here onto those units. The Zealots have been nicely dropped. There's reinforcements coming here forward, but there's also many tanks nicely placed here, and the Vultures will try, of course, to guard those tanks in the front, and Flash is also nicely kiting them back and forth. So this looks actually really good for Flash, as I believe the winning move for him was that drop, of course, into this location right here, crippling the economy from the opponent, and now the attack continues here. I believe the newly established base here will be the next target from Flash. As you can see on the minimap, he's gaining more and more ground, more and more map control. He's just moving straight forward, and perhaps right now the Protoss has, of course, realized this. And yeah, the winning move, if you ask me, was of course the drop into this location. I believe the Protoss is going to watch the replay, and perhaps he's going to ask himself why he didn't place any Dragoons, or perhaps just one pylon there, and it would have been perhaps a little bit better for him. Let's have a look at the upgrades. Armor and weapons 2 upgrades here for the Terran, as he's decided, of course, to go for this expansion right here. So very nice move by him, a very nice hidden starport into this location, catching the Protoss by surprise, and I believe that was, of course, the winning move. Flash now even being maxed out.